This evening, GPL takes drastic step to stabilize power supply, temporarily removes large industrial consumers during peak hours. Massive blaze consumes three-story building in Charlestown. Several residents left homeless. Guyanese mining magnate exits Exxon project amid Rumour criminal probe. Exxon stays neutral. In the region, UN approves international force to aid Haiti amid gang violence. And internationally, the US says it has transferred weapons seized from Iran to Ukraine's armed forces. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for October 5th, 2023. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, Ghana Power and Light has announced plans to temporarily remove large industrial customers from its grid during peak hours from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. daily to stabilize power supply. This move comes in response to ongoing power supply issues that have led to frequent outages lasting for several hours in some areas. While the exact number of affected high-usage customers is unspecified, GPL aims to relieve stress on the national grid during peak periods, ensuring a more stable power supply for residential and smaller consumers. GPL reported an unprecedented peak demand of approximately 182 megawatts, which exceeded its available generation capacity. Despite requesting large industrial customers with self-generating capacity to switch to self-generation during peak hours, only a few complied. Consequently, GPL has decided to forcibly remove these customers from the grid daily to prevent widespread service disruptions. The power company emphasizes that this action is necessary to maintain service stability. Additionally, the government is sourcing an additional 30 megawatts of power to augment GPL's capacity, expecting to help alleviate power shortages when delivered later this year. In other news, Guyanese mining magnate Nazir Mohammed has withdrawn from a consortium responsible for constructing a $300 million logistics base for ExxonMobil Corporation in Guyana. This decision follows reports of a criminal probe into Nazir Mohammed and his son Azruddin, owners of Mohammed's enterprise, by U.S. law enforcement agencies regarding alleged money laundering, drug trafficking, and gold smuggling, which the Mohammeds deny. NRG Holdings, the consortium partner, confirmed that they acquired Nazir Mohammed's share in the project but did not provide further details. Exxon has declined to comment on Mohammed's departure. Exxon's decision to remain neutral regarding the Mohammeds could simplify matters for the company should the U.S. impose sanctions on them or file indictments. The construction of the shore base is integral to Exxon's plans to expand oil production off Guyana's coast, with ambitions to increase output to 1.2 million barrels per day by 2027. The Reuters report in July revealed that U.S. officials had cautioned Exxon against doing business with the Mohammeds due to identified concerns and red flags. However, they did not disclose the details of the ongoing criminal investigations. The U.S. government typically refrains from formally notifying pending criminal investigations to avoid potential defamation lawsuits. On a different note, several persons are homeless after a massive fire of unknown origin gutted a three-story wooden and concrete building at the intersection of Lane and House Street in Charlestown, Georgia last evening. The fire started on the top floor and quickly spread downwards, but fortunately, all occupants, including an elderly woman, managed to escape. One person sustained back injuries while escaping the burning building. Some residents criticized the firefighters for arriving without water and taking too long to respond, potentially allowing the flames to spread. However, the Ghana Fire Service said they received the call and dispatched multiple units. Upon arrival, the building was already engulfed in flames. However, fire crews eventually contained the fire with the assistance of multiple fire trucks, preventing further damage. Some nearby buildings were scorched during the incident and the light post caught fire. The building and its contents were destroyed, and investigations are ongoing to determine the cause of the fire. Headline News will provide further updates as information becomes available. Stick around when we return. Ministry launches nationwide initiative to combat elderly abuse on International Day of the Older Persons, and students sought medical attention after being choked by another student with a twine.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. This is what I could do here.
Let's start improving your child grades today. Register for our primary or nursery department. Hidden Treasures, we're located at 204 East Half Charlotte Street between Camp and Alexander. Or contact us at 6490373.
I can call them now.
Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
All we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. In a disturbing incident at Friendship Secondary School on the east bank of the Marara, a 15-year-old student found himself in a harrowing situation when a fellow student allegedly choked him with a piece of twine. The incident has raised concerns among parents and school authorities, leading to an investigation by the school's welfare department and local law enforcement. The victim's mother reported the incident to the Grove Police Station. The child was taken to the Diamond Hospital where he was seen and examined by a doctor who issued a medical certificate for his finding. The police are awaiting the school's welfare officer's report to proceed with the investigations. In other news, on Monday, the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, in collaboration with the Community Advocates Network, observed the International Day of Older Persons by launching a nationwide awareness initiative at several post offices in various regions. Staff and volunteers conducted awareness sessions and shared moments of joy with senior citizens while distributing snacks. The initiative aims to raise awareness about the prevalent issue of elderly abuse, covering various forms of mistreatment. The ministry is committed to addressing elder abuse by educating seniors on identifying and reporting abuse and empowering them to seek help. This effort follows the Day of the Older Person celebration, where the ministry partnered with the Elderly Commission to educate over 250 seniors about elder abuse and reporting mechanisms at promenade gardens. The ministry reaffirms its dedication to raising awareness about elder abuse and its firm stance against all forms of gender-based violence, including elder abuse. They also provide a 24-hour toll-free hotline 914 number for anyone needing assistance or reporting elder abuse, emphasizing that there is no excuse for abuse and support is readily available. Don't go away after the break. Mississippi River drought. Saltwater moving upstream threatens water supply. And the U.S. says it has transferred weapons seized from Iran to Ukraine's armed forces.
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. It's Credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and poise cake. For the noodles, all we will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you who don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, drought seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. The United Nations Security Council has authorized the deployment of a multinational security force to Haiti. It's designed to help the Haitian police battle heavily armed gangs that have become increasingly powerful there, but it's not clear when the force will arrive or who other than Kenya will contribute to it. Al Jazeera's Shahib Ratansi reports.
The Haitian government, the US, and the UN Secretary General have been pushing for an international deployment to Haiti for almost a year. But it was only at the end of July that the US found a country willing to lead the mission, Kenya. This vote was the next procedural hurdle.
The draft resolution has been adopted.
Both Russia and China abstained, but didn't veto the resolution. They had questioned the wisdom of authorizing an international force without first settling on its rules of engagement.
Haiti contains a lot of history of irresponsible foreign interference. That is what gave rise to the downward spiral that Haitians have not been able to overcome for years.
They also insisted on a more comprehensive arms embargo on Haiti. At the moment, a large proportion of the gang's weapons are being smuggled in from South Florida.
We explicitly request all countries take all steps to cut off at their sources the channel through which Haitian gangs obtain small arms, light weapons, and ammunition.
This is not a United Nations peacekeeping mission. Its last stabilization force left in 2017, having been accused of widespread sexual abuse and sparking a cholera outbreak that killed some 10,000 people. That record appeared to be on the mind of the US representative at the Security Council.
Importantly, this resolution recognizes the need to learn lessons from past missions and calls for safeguards to promote respect for human rights and accountability.
Kenya will now have the legitimacy of a UN Security Council mandate as it attempts to augment its proposed force of 1,000 police officers with those from other nations and overcome objections at home and abroad about the mission, not least as a result of the poor human rights record of the Kenyan police force itself. Residents of Port-au-Prince expressed mixed feelings about another international force.
The force will not be able to dislodge the gangs because they're hiding in every corner unless they destroy the houses to chase the bandits away.
I would like the multinational forces to come and make things better for the Haitian people because we're tired.
The MSS, as it's called, is currently authorized for 1 year and will be reviewed after 9 months. Kenya's foreign minister says he expects boots to be on the ground by next January. Shia Bertansi, Al Jazeera, the United Nations.
A flow of salt water from the Gulf of Mexico has been creeping up the Mississippi River for weeks. It is a threat to those who use the water as a source of safe drinking water and to farmers who rely on it to irrigate their crops. Al Jazeera's Heidi Zucastro reports.
Rivers normally flow into the ocean, but drought has weakened the mighty Mississippi so much that salt water from the Gulf of Mexico has creeped more than 100 kilometers upstream. Already, salt has contaminated the water supply of rural areas closest to the river's mouth. Within 3 weeks, it's projected to reach the New Orleans area and its 1 million people. Mobile desalination machines are not enough. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is moving fresh water to impacted communities.
This barge is essentially a floating, movable tank that brings fresh water captured from upriver to this site where the river water is already too salty.
Pipes transfer water from the barge to a water treatment plant.
We're able to provide up to 2.5 million gallons a day of river water for them to actually treat and be able to actually send out to all the area residents.
Engineers are also raising an underwater dam to slow the salt water's advance toward New Orleans. Finally, as its last defense, the city plans to build 20 kilometers of pipes to deliver fresh water from upstream. Russell Honore, the retired general who led the emergency response to Hurricane Katrina in 2005, says New Orleans must adapt to climate change.
We're not going to leave this city. I don't think there's no need to talk about evacuating the city. We will fix this. Our industrial base will stand up and we will get this done.
We have an ice machine, but we can't use it.
Downriver of New Orleans, restaurant owner Byron Marinovich isn't convinced. He says his water has tasted salty for months.
Very, very frustrated. Very frustrated. I mean, it kind of makes everybody here feel a little abandoned.
His neighbor, 83-year-old Nyang Poom, has spent a small fortune on bottled water.
For cooking, for drinking, and my dog drink all. Yeah, because the water not good.
Ultimately, rain is the only thing that will flush the salt back to sea. Until then, people are left to make do and pray for the drought to end. Heidi Jo Castro, Al Jazeera, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Internationally, the United States says it has transferred 1.1 million rounds of ammunition to Ukraine that were seized from Iran by the U.S. Navy last year. Most of the fortified weapons would be headed to Kyiv soon, Al Jazeera's Patty Kalhan reports.
The U.S. Navy made it clear they wanted everyone to see what they said were Iranian weapons meant for Houthi fighters in Yemen and seized from the stateless Dow. They now say they've taken the more than 1 million rounds of ammunition found on it and sent it to Ukraine. The White House and State Department repeatedly pressed on whether they have the legal right to do that.
The Secretary of Defense is authorized, with the concurrence of the Secretary of State, to make available to the government of Ukraine weapons and other defense articles from the United States and other sources. This obviously is one of those other sources.
Under U.S. law, but some are questioning if this violates UN agreements or international law.
Let's just put it this way, given the fact that the Houthis are not technically a state, there is a rightful case to be made for the confiscation of these weapons.
The U.S. has also seized thousands of Iranian guns, almost 200 rocket launchers, and dozens of guided missiles. It's not confirmed, but those are likely headed to Ukraine soon. The Pentagon says it still has about $5 billion it can use to send weapons to Ukraine, but U.S. President Joe Biden is asking Congress for $24 billion. The majority of people in Congress say they want to see that aid sent, but it could come down to just one job: who becomes the Speaker of the House of Representatives. One of the candidates so far, Jim Jordan, says he is against any additional aid and he would control what bills go to the floor. The other, Representative Steve Scalise, says he is in favor of more aid to Ukraine. So you can imagine capitals all over the world are going to be watching to see who wins the Speaker's gavel. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's it, TV2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 5:30 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.